Are you happy to come away with a win at the end of that against a side that was desperate? They needed to win, and it was probably good finals preparation in the end. Might have got a bit tight in the end for you than you would have liked, but are you happy with the performance overall?
Look, we were pretty good for large portions of the game. So maybe 5 in front, maybe halfway through the last quarter, the intensity dropped off for a little bit, and they kicked a couple of quick ones, and a bit of belief set in. So I thought we steadied okay and hung on pretty well. So it's probably a pretty good tune-up going forward.
You would have known that they were going to keep coming, and I think they were going with the scoring end in the last quarter, and they knew that they needed to win. So you would have known at three-quarter time that they were going to come, and they did, and I think they got within 7 points there, but you probably got a goal that was really crucial, and you found a way to steady in the last 10 or so minutes.
Yeah, and I thought a lot of the stuff that we tried to do during the day, really, the boys stuck to it. So, sometimes it wasn't pretty, but, last time I think we struggled to score. They're a really good defensive team. I think we kicked 8 goals this time. We kicked 13 maybe, or 14, something like that. So, I think that's an improvement.
Good to kick a winning score as well with Sondo getting well held, and for different guys to stand up. Schleuthy's now been in really good goal kicking form since he came back in, and Mason Shaw in the second half stood up again.
Well, look, I think it's important because we don't want to rely on any one forward. So, Mason at times can kick some significant goals. Schleuthy, Sondo obviously didn't have a great day today, but on other days he can jump up. Blaine Johnson was pretty quiet as well. Tyson Pickett, I thought his pressure and stuff was really good. So I think we think our balance of our attack gives us an opportunity that if one of the forwards or even a couple are not having a great day, we can still kick a win and score. So it was pleasing.
Do you feel like this was ideal preparation for the finals in 2 weeks, given it was a side that has played a lot of finals? They've got a lot of either players that have played a lot of WAFL finals or that have played a fair bit of AFL footy, and they needed to win. So do you feel this was sort of an ideal preparation for finals?
Yeah, look, touch wood, we haven't lost anyone through injury, so we should get Tim Kelly and Adam Guglielmana back too in the next week or so. Otherwise, pretty healthy, got 4 points, so that's 14, I think, now for the year, and lock away a home final and get to, play finals first time in 5 years. So, yeah, look, it was pleasing.
Now that it's getting closer and closer and you keep winning and you're building some good form, do you feel like the excitement around the place is really, really building?
Yeah, it is. It's probably a tough one this week because it's finding that balance, isn't it, of game to go, knowing you're going to play finals, keeping the focus on this week and not the week after. So, that'll be a challenge, but look, it'll be exciting. There's no doubt about that. That's why you play. That's why you train all summer.
Different guys standing up as well. You've got a lot of guys you can run through the middle, and you've got a lot of different guys that can stand up, and Dragovic had a massive game today, and Brendan Verry has been in some really good form in the last month or so as well. So it's not just, the hockey and the hams and these guys that you're relying on.
No, and look, we've probably tried to develop a few more this year. Main's come in now and played well again as an inside mid. Dragovic, I think his last, probably 8 to 10 weeks, he's been really consistent for us. Freshie Verrier, he just runs it all day. So we're at our best, I think, when no one has absolute standout days and everyone has an equal impact on the game. So hopefully it can continue.
You would have known that Jack Redden would have been setting himself for a big game as well, because he obviously wants to get back into the Eagles side, and Steve Area's probably got a similar tank and similar body size and did a really good job on him.
Yeah, he did. Look, last time we played him, he was the difference. He had 27 and kicked 3 goals and, really started a lot of their play. And I thought Steve's job, especially in the first half, to, quell his influence, but then also give us something going the other way, was really strong, and he stuck to his task. And, I thought he, at the end of the day, probably come out, in front on points.
You touched on it before. Interesting week this week against a side that probably doesn't have a lot to play for either, and you haven't had a bye for a while. Is it a chance to... Do you have anyone, you don't need to sort of mention names, but is there anyone that might need a rest before the finals, given you haven't had a break for a while, and this might be a chance, but given you can't move sort of up or below where you sit?
I don't think there'll be a hell of a lot. I think most of our guys have probably missed a game or two here or there. There's not a whole heap that have played every game, I think. So, but we'll see how everyone pulls up and regroup, and certainly if there's anyone that's not 100%, they won't play. So. If they're good to go, they'll play. If not, they won't. So we'll probably know that in the next 48 hours.
How important is it to make sure you go in to the finals in as best form as possible as well. You wouldn't want any sort of drop off next week, and ideally you'd want to put in another really good performance to be feeling as good about yourselves as you can.
Yeah, definitely. Confidence comes from action and performance, and that's where your confidence comes from. So we'll be trying to play our best footy and keep it rolling. But in saying that, I was also involved in a game where we left 15 guys behind and got flogged in Tasmania and came back and won a final the week after, 2 weeks after, 1 week after. So, but look, we're certainly not in that position. So, if our guys are fit and available, they'll likely play.
Just on you personally, are you proud of the group you've been able to develop over the last 18, 20 months that you were given the task to get the club back into the finals when you took over, and last year was a building year? Are you proud that you've been able to see that through? And obviously the job's not done because you hope to go a long way in the finals, but are you proud of the way you've been able to, the development you've been able to make so far?
I think the one thing about our group is they're really honest, and they give you everything they've got. So they've been really great to take everything on board, and they're really driving themselves this year. So they're a good group.
You mentioned Tim Kelly and Adam Guglielmano before. Are they a chance next week? And if not next week, would they be definitely available for the week after?
From what I was told, they did some work this morning, so they'll be pretty close to playing next week. So, but they've got to tick off everything, and if they're right to go, they'll play, and if not, probably be the week after. But they'll be pretty close next week.
Thank you.
All good.